What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the microphone down one by one, and I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves and the role that they played on their particular film. I know there's one filmmaker that's missing, but there may be somebody else stepping in.
Mike Problem, I produced 3 Weeks.
Mark Wojan, I directed Getting Lost in My Own Art.
T.S. Stranyard, I directed 3 Weeks.
And Stuart, I directed Me and Cindy.
Eric Ortiz, I directed Kyle Needs Love.
Greg Bro, I wrote, voiced, and animated Superpowers Rise of the Chipmunk King. I hate going first. I was just going to steal somebody else's answer, but Superpowers Rise of the Chipmunk King is really just an episode from a series that I have on my website, thebroshow.com. And the series is about superheroes and supervillains, and they all have really super powers. And every week, you have these individual characters, but if you watch several episodes in a row, it's actually one continuous story. So I plan on continuing to do more episodes of Superpowers, but I also have some other projects that I'm working on right now.
Well, the original idea for Kyle Needs Love was to have the potential to be a series that would kind of be along the lines of a sitcom format. So that's the mentality that I know I had when I was writing the script, but then a couple of my friends are twins, so they had the idea where they wanted to make a show where they had played a set of twins who had different conflicts in every episode. So when I wanted to make a movie about dating and relationships, I wanted to bring the twin thing into it as well. So I think we would like to do more Kyle and Brian adventures, but I guess we'll just have to see if that all pans out.
Me and Cindy was born out of a desire to just make a documentary. I'd never made one before, and it was my pursuit. I did it through IFP, actually. And for some crazy reason, I decided to make it extremely personal and make it about my own birth mother and my birth. And it's gone a long way. It's been an emotional roller coaster and a half. But the future of it, plan on telling the full story of her life and kind of my experience of learning who she was based on interviews and such like you saw up there. So it's going to get bigger and longer, more interesting, hopefully.
3 Weeks was born from the desire just to make a film, and the first film it was. And the next steps are to finish the film. It's actually still at a relatively rough cut, and submit to more festivals, and hopefully take all the lessons that were learned and continue making film.
With Getting Lost, as a documentary filmmaker, you just look for great subjects and great access. I've known Jim Backham for 20 years, and he was always gracious having me lug my camera around, even though he was telling me to clean paintbrushes in his scene shop. And so it's just like, that was a great combination. And it also helps to pick a subject that is pretty much universally loved. And whenever you want another interview, like many people here, they were like eager to interview. So I was just really lucky to have all those sort of forces come together to make that movie.
Well, I love craft services and rap parties, so I'll probably keep making movies as long as people keep showing up on the weekends. It was a big crew, but I think at the end of the day we had a lot of fun, and that's kind of what we're up here for. And for me, it was a great training ground to start a feature, which Ben and I are in the works on some projects together in that front. So that was great to take a guy who was on the big stage, won the Super Bowl, and then now is on the big screen is sort of a wonderful experience. So I love doing stuff like that.
Well, that's a good point. If I'll tell you what, you don't have to stand up, but just wave. Everyone that was involved in one of the films tonight. And I think that's awesome. I think Minnesota has a great filmmaking community, and that's what this screening is all about. So cheers to you. You did mention what you're doing next. I'm going to pass the microphone down one more time. Tell me what is up next. I know you kind of alluded to it, but in the immediate future.
Going to hopefully tour around with Getting Lost, and also there's an exhibit of Jim Bacham's work up at IFP right now, so please check that out.
A lot of scratching in my own head, wondering what is up next.
There's always a crazy, interesting idea. I want to pursue a documentary work, and other than trying to complete this one, which honestly I'm not even sure if I'm going to do it for the next 10 years. It's going to be a slow process, I feel. But I'd like to do something about Election Day, actually, and how important it is to not just cast a ballot, but serve your country in the smallest form by going to soup kitchen or something like that and loving people. So that's kind of what I do.
Well, I'd like to do another Kyle and Brian adventure, but I love shooting comedy, so I'd like to get into doing sketch comedy and just continue producing film and videos. I love film and videos, a passion of mine.
Besides the new episode of Superpowers, I just want to draw and write and voice and create as much stuff as I possibly can and keep trying to get better and challenge myself.
Put your hands together for these guys.